ਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਜੁਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸੁਣ ਹਰ ਕਥਾ ਉਤਾਰੀ ਮੈਲ ਮਹਾ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਭਏ ਸੁਖ ਸੈਲ ਮੂਕ ਊਚਰੈ ਸਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਪਿੰਗ ਗਿਰਨ ਚਰ ਜਾਏ ਅੰਧ ਲਖੈ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਨੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ ਕਹਾ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਸ਼ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਰਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲੇ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ ਸੋ ਕਹੋ ਟਲ ਗੁਰ ਸੇਵੀਐ ਅਹਨਸ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਰਸੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੈ ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ ਹੋਵੈ ਸਿਫਤ ਖਸੰਮ ਦੀ ਨੂਰ ਅਰਸਹੁ ਕੁਰਸਹੁ ਝਟੀਐ ਤੁਧ ਡਿਠੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਮਲ ਜਨਮ ਜਨਮ ਦੀ ਕੱਟੀਐ ਸੱਜਣ ਸੱਚਾ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਿਰ ਸਾਹਾਂ ਦੈਸਾ ਜਿਸ ਪਾਸ ਬੈਠਿਆ ਸੋਹੀਐ ਸਭਨਾ ਦਾ ਵੇਸਾਹੂ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਗੁਰਪੂਰੈ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪੂਰੀ ਲੋਚ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਕਰ ਇਸਨਾਨ ਗ੍ਰਿਹਿ ਆਏ anadh mangal sukh paaeae santhahu raam naam nisathareeai oothath baithath har har dhhiaaeai anadhin sukirath kareeai rehaao ਸੰਤ ਕਾ ਮਾਰਗ ਧਰਮ ਕੀ ਪੌੜੀ ਕੋ ਵਡ ਭਾਗੀ ਪਾਏ ਕੋਟ ਜਨਮ ਕੇ ਕਿਲ ਬਿਖ ਨਾਸੇ ਹਰ ਚਰਣੀ ਚਿਤ ਲਾਏ ਉਸਤਤ ਕਰਹੁ ਸਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਨ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਜੀ ਜੰਤ ਸਭ ਭਏ ਪਵਿੱਤਰਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਕੀ ਸਚ ਸਾਖੀ ਬਿਗਨ ਬਿਨਾਸਨ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਨਾਸਨ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਮ ਦਿਰੜਾਇਆ। ਖੋਏ ਪਾਪ ਭਏ ਸਭ ਪਾਵਨ, ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਖ ਘਰ ਆਇਆ। ਬਿਗਨ ਬਿਨਾਸਨ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਨਾਸਨ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਮ ਦਿਰੜਾਇਆ। ਖੋਏ ਪਾਪ ਭਏ ਸਭ ਪਾਵਨ, ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਖ ਘਰ ਆਇਆ। ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੈ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰੀ, ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪੂਰੀ ਲੋਚ ਹਮਾਰੀ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. So we have been blessed to have gathered here today to listen to the discourse, the Katha of Tan Tan Sahib Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj's Pavan Mukhwak, Hukamnama, the order of the day. So today, the first Amrit Wala Diwan, first day of camp, you've been blessed to listen to the Kirtan in the early morning. Following on from that, the Prakash of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, the Hukamnama from Gyani Sahib, and just recently, just now, the Panj Bani Nityanem. So now Maharaj has blessed us with the seva of doing Katha, and in this short amount of time, Das will try to translate the message of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj to you, the Sadh Sangat. Now the great kirpa that Guru Maharaj Ji bestows upon his Sangat is that any question that you have in the Sangat, any question a person has, any obstacles, any pains, any difficulties in your life, that Maharaj Ji answers these questions throughout the Hukamnama. Now even though there is only one Hukamnama, the arth, the translation of each pankti, each shabd, tailors to every single member of the Sadh Sangat, and each in their own way as well. That is the glorious nature of Maharaj's Bani. So now, as you've made this step in your spiritual journey to come to this Sikh2Inspire camp, let us now attune our minds to this Katha of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Let us now make a step, a further step, to improve our jivan, improve our lives, improve our relationship with Guru Maharaj. Now today, following on from the morning Diwan, you will have your talks, you'll partake in activities, you will be able to meet new people, make new friends. In the same way, try to build that relationship with Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj as well. Now camp is a place to relieve all your burdens. Now each and every member of you, the Sadh Sangat, are on a different path in your spiritual journey. Some people are at the beginning level, some are intermediate, some advanced. But there's always room to improve. There's always room to sacrifice as well. So for example, a small thing that you can sacrifice is your time. Now many people might not be used to getting up in the early hours of Amrit Vela, listening to the Katha of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, listening to the Panj Bani Nityanem, having darshan of the Prakash of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Now one piece of advice I would give to you, try to endeavour to come to the morning Diwan. Try to come as early as possible. Yes, you might be a bit tired, and you might think that I'd prefer to go to sleep. But as I was saying, just sacrifice your time, just for these 3-4 days. Because you might not get this opportunity again. That is one thing that Maharaj says as well, again and again. That I think this time on this earth is very minute. It's very small. You have a small amount of time to build that relationship with Guru Maharaj. You have a small amount of time to achieve your purpose in life. Now, Maharaj talks about in Sri Sahib, This is your time to meet Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj. This is your time to meet Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Your time to meet Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. That is why we are ultimately here. Yes, you come to this camp, you make friends, you socialize, you listen to the talks, but also, as I was saying, build that relationship with Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Now, how do you do that? By executing the basics. Now, what are the basics? First, learning Santhahu Gurbani, learning the correct pronunciation of your Gurbani, starting from mahalaa, starting from the alphabet, and progressing to the Satabani and Nityanam. Following on from this, having also the internal and external. So your internal, your spiritual journey, as well as your physical journey. Do these simultaneously. Your Bani, your Bana. Your Sant Sipahi aspect. That saint soldier aspect, that way of the Khalsa that was talked about last night in the Katha. Try to implement these little teachings into your lives. That is why we are ultimately here, to try to practically implement these teachings into our life and progress our Jivan further. That is why we all sat here as well. And in that way, all your burdens, all your difficulties will be eradicated. If you place all your faith, all your shraddha at the feet of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, just let them deal with that. All you say to Maharaji, that Maharaji, I will do a certain amount of part, I'll do a certain amount of seva. That Maharaji, this body that you have blessed me with, technically is not even my body. This is something that you have blessed me with. This is your gift. Now when some relative or some friend gives you a gift, what do? You cherish that gift. You keep that gift safe, you keep it clean. In the same way you do that to your body. You keep your body clean by having that eisanaan in the morning. Then you sit down and you do your nityanam. You focus your mind on the akkar, your ears on the sound, and you contemplate on the shabd, the teachings of Gurbani. So let us now attune our mind to the order of the day, the Hukamnama, and let us reflect upon what Maharaji is saying to us. And let us try to implement these teachings in our life today. And we can progress further physically and spiritually. So let us now attune our mind to the Katha. आओ हम मनचित बिरति एकाग्र करते कथा श्रवण करो जी।
सतनाम श्री वाहिगुरु साहिब जी। सोरठ महला पंजवा।
So Tan Sahib Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, whose Shahidi Purab will be coming in the next couple of days, Friday to be exact. They uchar this Bani in the rag of Sorath. Now Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj gave a very big Shahidi. As we were talking about yesterday, the Shida de Sirtaj. They started this parampara of giving sacrifice, a physical sacrifice. Now yes, in this day and age, we don't physically have to give our bodies. So give your time, give your wealth in terms of your daswand. Daswand, not only your wealth, but your time as well. So 2.5 hours a day. Try to say to Maharaji that, Maharaji, even if 2.5 hours is maybe a bit difficult at the beginning, say 1 hour 15 minutes, Maharaji, I will try to endeavor to give that much time to you, Maharaji. I'll try to sit in a place where it's very peaceful and calm, where there's no other distractions. Focus, as I said, on the shabd with your mind, and with your ears focus on the sound. And repeat that gur mantra, repeat that mool mantra, whatever it is that your mind attunes to quickly. Just keep repeating it, repeating it. In terms of physically doing seva, just go to the Guru Kar once a day and just take matha to Maharaji. Just be thankful to Maharaji. Just say thank you that Maharaji, you blessed me so much. Just by doing that darshan, your putte lek, your wrongdoings will be eradicated in that instance. Do parakarma of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Your whole life will change just by doing that one thing. Do that ardas to Maharaji. That Maharaji, I made many, many wrong acts in my life. Maharaji will talk about it as well in the Katha. That may I refrain from doing these acts. May you bless me with that samat, that buddhi, that I refrain from doing these acts and I follow that path of Guru Sikhi. That is a teaching Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is given in this Katha as well. So Maharaji is saying in the rag of Sorath,
Gur poorai kirapaa dhhaaree.
Gur poorai, the Pura Guru, that Sat Guru, we were talking about yesterday, you have to have that complete guru. Now, there are many, many fake gurus in this world as well. But Maharaji's give you that opportunity. You do not have to find that true guru. Maharaji's already showed you who is the true guru, Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. You are here in their sanctuary, you are here in their divan already. So that Maharaji has already removed the obstacle for you. Maharaji has blessed you with that gur poorai, kirapaa, dhhaaree. They have bestowed you that true kirpa, that true grace, that true mercy. Now, many, many people in the Sangat, you might have come to this camp for different reasons. And that is each personal to each and every one of you. And then through that kirpa of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, you will progress on your spiritual journey. So again, my advice would be to have set a long-term goal. And then have small, small goals to achieve that. Now, for example, your long-term goal might be shakking Amrit. But your short-term goals to achieve that might be keeping your case at the beginning. Then keeping your kakar, your kirpan, your kashera, your kanga, your kara. Then refraining from the char bajjar karat, the 4 cardinal sins. Then reading your satabani nittanem. These might be your short-term goals. Some of you might be progressed even further. You might already be ready to take Amrit. And the lucky few individuals that are thinking that next week on the Saturday 11th of June at Watford there's Amrit Sanchar. And you might be ready to give your head to Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Once you're on that boat, Maharaj will ferry you across this world ocean, this terrifying world ocean that Maharaj countlessly talks about in Gurbani, that metaphor that Maharaj gives. That is our first step though as well on that path. Sant ka marg dharm ki pooree. Pratham rehti hai jaan khande ki pahol shak hai. That shak that Amrit, and then you carry on progressing as well. So do not think by just shakking Amrit, that is the end goal. So you set that long-term goal first. Once you've achieved that long-term goal, then set another long-term goal. Have small, small goals to achieve that. Keep that good company, keep that sangat of like-minded individuals who have the same amount of praying for Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj as you do as well. Try to aspire or achieve sangat of them saints, them sadhus, who have their mind attuned to the feet of Akal Purkh Vaheguru all the time. That is the kirpa that Maharaj is bestowing upon us.
prabh pooree, loch, hamaaree.
What will happen with that kirpa? Prabh pooree, loch, hamaaree. Through that kirpa of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, all your desires will be fulfilled. Now, who has the power to say that I will fulfill all your desires? You can ask anybody. You can ask your parents, your siblings, your friends. At one point in their life, they will not be able to fulfill that desire that you want. They do not have that power because Maharaji is Sarb Kala Samrat. They're all powerful. And then again, like I said, through that kirpa, prabh pooree loch hamaaree, then all your desires will be fulfilled. Now, when you achieve all your desires, be it dunyavi, be it physically, financially, spiritually, you sometimes, in terms of materialistic, you are not fulfilled. We're talking about that ag yesterday, that fire that burns within us, that's still not extinguished. How do we extinguish that? Again, by the naam. Seva and Simran, two very, very important aspects of Sikhi. And they go hand in hand as well. So now what you are doing is a form of Simran, a form of bhajan. And in a couple of hours, maybe you might be doing some seva in the langar hall. You might be doing some Jawahari seva as well. But always on your mind, as a Sant Sipahi, Sant comes first. Always on your mind, always on your lips is the name of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. It's very easy to keep going Vaheguru, Vaheguru. Just keep repeating it, and with your ears keep listening to it. Keep saying it and saying it. Same with the Mu Mantra, just keep repeating that Mu Mantra. Try to keep your sucham as well. Try to keep your body cleanliness at the same time. And then when you have any questions, the speakers, the Gyani Sahibans in this camp, ask them the questions. Remove your doubts like that. Maharaj will remove all your doubts as well. But Maharaj also gives through another person, through another sing, through kirtan, through katha, through bani, they remove your doubts. So listen carefully. So when you're sat in divan, try to listen. Do not look around. Do not think, what's that person doing, what's that person doing. Attune your mind to the actual Divan, attune your mind to the Kirtan at that time, attune your mind to the Katha, attune your mind to the Bani at that time. Now it might be hard, sometimes generally your mind wanders. Bring it back all the time. When you realize your mind has gone somewhere else, bring it back. And think to Maharaji that Maharaji thank you as well. Keep bringing that mind back, keep fighting that mind. And remove that dirt upon that mind with the Simran of Akal Purkh Waheguru. And then all your desires will be fulfilled.
Kar eisanaan grihi aaeae.
Maharaji is here, Kar eisanaan, by having that ishnan, by having that bath of cleanliness, rehaao, Maharaji says that we've come to our true home. This can be taken on a physical as well as a spiritual level as well. Physically having your ishnan, as I talked about, sucham is very, very important. Just washing your hands before eating. Washing your hands before reading Gurbani. Never put jutte hath on a gutka sahib. When you're reading from a gutka sahib, don't have any shoes on. Wash your hands, wash your feet. In the same way, in the morning, when you're reading Gurbani after you had your physical ishnan, you're also having your spiritual ishnan. By reading Gurbani, that is washing the mail on your mind. That is washing all that dirt away. And then you achieve that grihi, that true home, which is Sachkhand. That is the ultimate goal of life. We want to get to that abode, we want to get back home. We want to go to that place where Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, the Char Sahibjade, the Shaheed Singhs, they're all there. That's where we want to go. We want to endeavour to achieve that place, that spiritual state of Sachkhand.
Anadh mangal sukh paaeae.
And what will happen when we achieve that state? Anadh mangal sukh paaeae, you achieve that supreme bliss. Now we heard today of the Bani of Anand Sahib, the 40 poorai of Sri Anand Sahib. Just by reading Anand Sahib, maybe even at the beginning once or 5 times a day, you will achieve mukti. That is the kirapaa of Guru Amar Das Ji Maharaj. That might just be your short-term goal at the beginning. That once I've learnt Santhahu of Gurbani, I might repeat Sri Japji Sahib 5 times a day. But my long-term goal might be 25 times a day. Or it might be that I repeat 6 mahalaa Mool Mantra a day. My long-term goal might be 33 mahalaa Mool Mantra a day. My short-term might be just doing Gur Mantra, 80 mahalaa of Gur Mantra a day. And then increasing from there. Might start at 20, might start at 40, might even start at 10. Just having a short-term goal first and then sticking to it. Having that name, having that nitta name, daily repeating that thing again and again and again. Now a question may arise in your minds that what if I'm just doing it parrot fashion? Even that Maharaji says is the kirpa of Gurbani, even through parrot fashion you will achieve that bliss, that anadh mangal sukh paaeae. That is the glorious nature of Gurbani. So even at the beginning, sometimes your mind wanders and you might think that I'm just doing it parrot fashion. Just stick to it. Just keep doing it. Practically implement it in your life. And one day, with Maharaji's kirpa, you'll become Gurbani. You'll become that embodiment of Gurbani. You'll be a walking, talking pracharak at that same time. Become an example. Because as you leave this camp, when you're in Bana, Maharaji's Bana, you're already in a pracharak. People look to you. That's a Singh walking the other, the star on your head. Now Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj has given us Sardariyan as well. And we have to uphold that as well. We have to do respect of it and we have to uphold it as well. Not to do niradhar of it as well. That's why Maharaji has blessed us with such a high avastha. And then we achieve that anadh mangal sukh paaeae. We achieve that supreme bliss. So Maharaji is saying in the following pankti,
Santhahu raam naam nisathareeai.
Maharaji is saying, Santhahu raam naam nisathareeai. By reciting that raam naam nisathareeai, all your paap are destroyed in an instant. Another arth you can take, Santhahu raam naam nisathareeai. By going to a sant, by going to a sadhu, by going to a person whose their man is ekagra, their mind is focused at the feet of Akal Purkh Waheguru, what happens? Your paap will be destroyed in an instant as well. That is the great good fortune of them sants. That is why Maharaji says again countless times in Gurbani, try to find that saint. Find them Mahapurukhs, find them Brahmgyanis. Because they will attune you to Gurbani. They will attune you to Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Now here Maharaj Ji also says that Brahmagyanis are very rare, they are virle. So at the beginning, like your short term, might be finding an ustad to teach you samthya, to teach you rehni behni. Just finding an ustad will change your life. Because that ustad will give you teachings that don't do this, do this instead. Refrain from this bad act, do this good act. Because in this modern day of Kaljug, our mind goes to the bad very, very quickly. Especially with this, the internet, the social media, telephones, TV. Our mind is always focused on something else. When we come back to our true home, eisanaan and grihi, then we achieve that supreme bliss. Then we achieve that focus. And when you achieve that, sometimes you might even have a glimpse of it, you might even have a feel of it now, sat in the divan. Somebody might be doing kirtan and you just sat there. And you're thinking, this is blissful. How come I don't feel like this every day? That is the company of the Sadh Sangat. Sangat har prabh vasai jiyo. That Maharaji themselves are sat within you now. They are sat in the Sangat now. That is the glorious nature of Sadh Sangat as well. That is why Maharaji says follow or not follow, to find them saints. Listen to their teachings. Listen, understand, and then implement. Maharaji talks about in Sri Japji Sahib as well. Sravan, Manan, and Nidhyasan. First to listen, then to follow and understand, and then finally to implement. And then what will happen? All your path will be destroyed.
Oothath, baithath, hamaaree, dhhiaaeai, anadhin, sukirath, kareeai.
Oothath, standing, baithath, sitting, hamaaree, dhhiaaeai. Repeat that name again and again. Standing, sitting, eating. To a point it'll even happen in your sleep as well. Oothath, baithath, hamaaree, dhhiaaeai. Anadhin, sukirath, kareeai. Anadhin, din meaning day, an meaning the opposite of day, meaning night. Anadhin, sukirath, kareeai. Think of your bad deeds. Think, how can I rectify my mistakes? So an example is when you're combing your hair in the morning and the evening, twice a day, attune your mind to the Gurbani, but also think of the bad deeds that you might have done in that day. That I might have said something hurtful to somebody. I might have done some barb or something that I shouldn't have done. That I knew I was doing something wrong, but I still did it in that instance as well. And say to Maharaji, do that ardas to Maharaji as well. That Maharaji, bestow that kirapaa, bestow that buddhi, bestow that intellect upon me, that I may refrain from doing them mistakes. And then try to rectify them mistakes. And then day and night, do this constantly. As well as reciting that name of Gurbani. I might think, why am I repeating myself again and again? Why am I saying the same thing again and again? Because in the end, that is all you need to do. That simran and that seva. It's very easy for me to sit here and say that all you need to do is seva and simran. And it is very hard to actually sometimes implement it in your life. But Maharaji said, Charan saran gur ek penda jai, chal satgur kot penda aaeae hoy leta hai. Bhai Gurdas Ji says it. Just by taking one step towards Maharaji. That Maharaji will do all the hard work. They will come 100,000 steps towards you. All you have to do is take one step towards Maharaji. That one sacrifice. And how do you do that? Oothath, baithath, hamaaree, dhhiaaeai, anadhin, sukirath, kareeai. By constantly thinking to yourself, what am I doing wrong? How can I rectify? What can I do right? Maharaji says in the following pankti,
rehaao.
Maharaji says, reflect upon this pankti. This is the rehaao pankti. Reflect, reha, pause, and reflect. What is Maharaji saying here? Why is Maharaji saying to sit, stand, repeat the name of Gurbani? Day and night, think of the bad actions, try to refrain from doing them and do good deeds instead. Maharaji saying, following on from this,
Sant ka marg dharm ki pauri ko vad bhagi paae.
Sant ka marg, that path of the saints, dharm ki pauri ko vad bhagi paae. Only that great, good, fortunate soul achieves that. And we are all fortunate to be sat in the Sangha today. We are all vadde bhag wale. We are sat here listening to the Katha, we listen to the Kirtan, we listen to Gurbani. So in that instance, you are vadbhagi at the moment. And you get that Santka Marga Dharam ki poorai. You've come on that path of the saints. And again, santhahu raam, naam, nisathareeai. By listening to them saints, you destroy all your paap, you destroy all your obstacles, all your difficulties. Now, in this day and age of Kaljug, there are a lot of vices, a lot of difficulties, a lot of obstacles that people have. And yes, some people don't show them. They try to hide them from people. But Maharaji knows, Maharaji is all-knowing. They are within us. You can't hide it from Maharaji. So instead of hiding it, why don't you just say to Maharaji that, Maharaji, I'm doing this. Please help me, Maharaji. And you've kind of done that by coming to this camp. You've already made that first step, that initial step towards the Maharaji. Now looking around, some people I remember from previous camps, some people are new as well. So then people who have come to previous camps, you might think to yourselves that I've come now to the camp a certain amount of years. Where's my spiritual path of Sikhi? Have I progressed from the previous years? Have I gone to a further stage? And you newcomers, you might think to yourselves, where am I in my journey, my spiritual journey? Where should I start? How should I start? In terms of when should I start, literally just start now. Do that pledge towards Maharaji, that Maharaji, I'm going to start my journey, I'm going to start my relationship with you now, Maharaji. And then by doing that, Santka Marga Dharam ki poorai ko vadbhagi paaeae. Then you achieve that grihi, then you achieve that Sachkhand, and you achieve that state of anadh mangal sukh, you achieve that bliss, that supreme state.
ਕੋਟ ਜਨਮ ਕੇ ਕਿਲ ਬਿਖਨਾਸੇ ਹਰ ਚਰਣੀ ਜਿਤ ਲਾਏ.
Kot janam, countless jivans, kilbik nase, that they are destroyed in an instant, that kilbik them very, very bad paap. They are destroyed in an instant. How? Har charani chitalai. By placing your head at the feet of a Akal Purkh Vaheguru. That's how easy it is to destroy your paap. That doesn't mean you carry on doing them paap and you know that you just come to Maharaji and you keep destroying your paap like that. That means you need to realize the kirapaa of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, the compassionate nature of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. They destroy your paap in an instance. So if Maharaji is doing that for us, surely we should make a sacrifice as well. Surely we should think that Maharaji bestows with clothes, with food, with shelter, with nice cars, nice houses, nice family, friends, siblings. That surely Maharaji, I can make a sacrifice for you as well. The Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj sat on a boiling hot iron plate. They got hot sand poured upon their head. Also in these days, the Kallukara 1984 occurred as well. And on Friday night, I think you'll see a documentary as well that you should all watch. These next couple of days, they're very, very important in the Panth. Maybe think that what did them Shaheed Singhs do? What did Maharaji do? What sacrifices did they do for us to live in this way? Living in this country, we live like kings. We have everything at our disposal. Do we respect Maharaji in that way? Do we make an effort to be grateful to Maharaji as well? Do we respect our Shaheed Singhs? Do we respect the sacrifice that Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj gave as well? We should question ourselves sometimes and think to ourselves, are we on that path? Are we progressing as well? Surely that Maharaji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj sacrificed their physical form for us to live this way. Surely we can sacrifice something, not your physical body, but something smaller. As I said previously in this camp, sacrifice your time. Maybe when you go home, sacrifice the amount of time you're on social media. Sacrifice the amount of time you're watching TV. learn santhahu, listen to some katha, listen to some kirtan. Even just read a book. There are many, many books out there by great Gursikhs that will change your life. Just read that and think that these Gursikhs used to do this. Surely I can implement 2-3 teachings from there. Maybe if you haven't learned to tie the star, if you made that pledge of keeping your case. Maybe if you haven't, you made that pledge that I'm going to keep my panch kakar. Learn to keep your panch kakar. Learn to keep how to keep them suche as well. That you wash your kakar, you keep them like that. Maybe make that pledge that one day that Maharaji, I'm going to shak amrit. That Maharaji bestow that great amrit upon me. And then by doing that, we have made that progress in our spiritual path. And Maharaji knows what we are doing as well. Maharaji knows that we are trying to make an effort as well. And that compassionate nature of Akal Purkh Vaheguru will attach you to their robe, and Maharaji will carry you across this terrifying world ocean.
ਉਸਤਤ ਕਰਹੁ ਸਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਪਣੇ ਜਿਨ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ
Ustat karoho sada prabh apane. That pura guru prabh. Ustat karoho sada prabh apane. How do you do ustat of Akal Purkh Vaheguru? By singing their praises. How do you sing their praises? Kirtan. Now, you've already heard Kirtan today in the morning, you'll hear it in the evening as well. Maybe that might be your short-term goal when you leave camp. That I might listen to 30 minutes of Kirtan from Sri Darbar Sahib every day. I might listen to a certain amount of shakke of Sri Asa Diwar in the morning. And you have that Ustat Karoho Sta Prabh apne. Jin puri kala rakhi. And if I implement that, and then you'll progress from there further. That Maharaji, I'm listening to your Kirtan, that I listen to your Katha at the same time from Manji Sahib as well. Practically make a step in terms of Sikhi as well. That is why we are here as well. So Maharaji is saying here, Ustat karoho sada prabh aprejid puri kal rakhi. That sing them praises of Akal Purkh Vaheguru.
ਜੀ ਅਜੰਤ ਸਭ ਭਏ ਪਵਿੱਤਰਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਕੀ ਸਚ ਸਾਖੀ
And what will happen by singing them praises? Ji jang sab pae pavitra. You become pure. You become clean within and externally and internally. Satgur ki sach sakhi. That true Guru, Satgur. Now when we say true Guru, Gyaniji was explaining yesterday, illuminator. What does the illuminator do? Destroys ignorance and bestows gyan, bestows that knowledge, that true knowledge. Gur can also mean para, meaning heavy. What does heavy have to do here? When Maharaji places their hand upon your head, they destroy all your paap. They squash all them paap. Gur can also translate to sweet, sugar. Gur is a name for sugar as well. When you recite that Kirtan of Akal Purkh Vaheguru, you get that sweet ambrosial nectar within your mouth. Gur also means vadda, it means big, means the highest. Maharaji is the highest of the high. You have found your true Guru Satgur. What happens when you find your true Guru? You become pure.
ਵਿਗਨ ਬਿਨਾਸਨ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਨਾਸਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਮ ਦ੍ਰਿੜਾਇਆ
Now, how do you become pure? Maharaji is saying here, bigan binasan. Maharaji destroys all your bigan, all your obstacles. Sab dukh nasan. All your papa destroyed in an instant. That's how you become pure. Because that male, that dirt from countless previous jivans is destroyed, is wiped off. Just as we have Isnan in the morning with water, we also use sabban, we also have soap as well. So in the same way, when you're physically having your Isnan, you're spiritually having your Sanan, how do you do that? You do seva. Think of seva as soap. It makes that paap, it makes them difficulties and obstacles become very, very soft. And then what is Simran? Simran is like water. So when you have that Ishnan, it destroys, it cleans all your paap off like that. Kar Isnan Grihi. Then you have that true Ishnan as well. Bigan binasan, sab dukhnasan, Satguru naam dhhiaaeai. That true Guru bestows that naam in your hirdaya, within yourselves. Then it resonates from your roams. It resonates from your haddi and your bones. Gurmukh rom rom harati aaeae. Then you achieve these avasthas as well. That is a true kirapaa vakal prakvahi Guru.
ਖੋਏ ਪਾਪ ਭਏ ਸਭ ਪਾਵਨ ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਖ ਘਰ ਆਇਆ
And that by Maharaji, by destroying them paap, khoe paap, pae, sab paap, when you become pure, Maharaji is saying that that is the kirpa that I'm going to bestow upon you guys. By destroying all your paap. But all you have to do is make that initial step. And then what happens? Jana nanak sukhkar aya. Then you achieve that sukhkar, that true peace, that true poise. That is all people ask for when you ask what do they want? Happiness, peace, poise. Maharaji is giving you that. Maharaji has their hand outstretched. Grab it. Implement these teachings in your lives. Even just writing it down in a jotter or a journal or notebook, that in a certain amount of weeks I'm going to do this, in a certain amount of months I'm going to do this, in a year I'm going to be at this stage. And by implement these teachings, Maharaji is saying here, with firm conviction, Maharaji is saying here as well, that they will destroy all your path. They will take you back home. Imagine somebody saying that to you, that you're going back home. Whenever you leave your house or you go to work, you go to school, you come to this camp, there's always home comforts. You always think that if I was at home at this time, I'd be doing this. If I was home at this time, I'd be doing this. And Maharaji is saying, I'll take you home. That true home. Maybe take that. Eisanaan and grihi. That maybe have that ishnaan, that spiritual, that physical one, and what will happen? I'll go home. Just take that from this teaching of Katha today. And how do you achieve that? Oothath baithath dhhaaree. Anadhin sukirath kareeai. That rehaao pankti. Remember that as well. Standing, sitting, recite that name of Gurbani. And then day and night, think of them bad deeds and try to rectify them mistakes. Think of your good deeds and try to do more. So by doing the Katha Siri Mukhwak, this Hukamnama, I must have made many, many mistakes. You, the Sadh Sangat, please forgive me. Please bless me with that intellect that I may refrain from making these mistakes in the future, may refrain from offending anybody. So let us now read the last two panktiyan and practically implement this Gur Mantra in our life as well. And then I think we'll be doing poorai and Anadh Sahib. And then Samafti of Diwan. We're doing Ardas of Hukamnama. And then the Singhs will give an announcement. So let us now read the last two panktiyan and then implement this Gur Mantra in our life as well.
ਬਿਗਨ ਬਿਨਾਸਨ ਸਭ ਦੁਖ ਨਾਸਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਮ ਦ੍ਰਿੜਾਇਆ ਖੋਏ ਪਾਪ ਭਏ ਸਭ ਪਾਵਨ
ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਖ ਕਰ ਆਇਆ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਧੰਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਧੰਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਧੰਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਰਾਮ ਕਲੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਤੀਜਾ। ਨਾਨਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਅਨੰਦ ਭਇਆ ਮਾਏ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਆ, ਸਤਿਗੁਰਤਾ ਪਾਇਆ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੇਤੀ। ਮਨ ਵਜਿਆ ਵਾਧਾਈਆ, ਰਾਗ ਰਤਨ ਪਰਵਾਰ ਪਰਿਆ। ਸ਼ਬਦ ਗਾਵਨ ਆਈਆ, ਸ਼ਬਦੋਤਾ ਗਾਵਹੁ ਹਰੀ ਕੇਰਾ। ਮਨ ਜਿਨੀ ਵਸਾਇਆ, ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਆਨੰਦ ਹੋਆ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਇਆ, ਏ ਮਨ ਮੇਰਿਆ ਤੂੰ ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲੇ, ਹਰ ਨਾਲ ਰਹੋ ਤੂੰ ਮੰਗਨ ਮੇਰੇ, ਦੁਖ ਸਭ ਵਿਸਾਰਣਾ। ਅੰਗੀਕਾਰ ਓਹ ਕਰੇ ਤੇਰਾ, ਕਾਰਜ ਸਭ ਸਵਾਰਣਾ। ਸਭਨਾ ਗੱਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ ਸੁਆਮੀ, ਸੋ ਕਿਉ ਮਨਹੁ ਵਿਸਾਰੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਮੰਗਨ ਮੇਰੇ, ਸਦਾ ਰਹੋ ਹਰ ਨਾਲੇ। ਸਾਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬਾ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਹੀ ਘਰ ਤੇਰਾ, ਘਰ ਤਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਸਭ ਕਿਛ ਹੈ। ਜਿਸ ਦੇਹ ਸੋ ਪਾਵੈ, ਸਦਾ ਸਿਫਤ ਸਲਾਹ ਤੇਰੀ, ਨਾਮ ਮਨ ਵਸਾਵੈ। ਨਾਮ ਜਿਨ ਕੈ ਮਨ ਵਸਿਆ, ਵਾਜੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਕਨੇਰੇ। ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੱਚੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕਿਆ ਨਾਹੀ ਘਰ ਤੇਰਾ। ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੂ, ਸਾਚ ਨਾਮ ਆਧਾਰ ਮੇਰਾ। ਜਿਨ ਭੁੱਖਾ ਸਭ ਗਵਾਈਆ, ਕਰ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਸੁਖ ਮਨ ਆਏ ਵਸਿਆ। ਜਿਨ ਇੱਛਾ ਸਭ ਪੁਜਾਈਆ, ਸਦਾ ਕੁਰਬਾਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਵਿਟਹੁ। ਜਿਸ ਦੀਆ ਇਹ ਵਡਿਆਈਆ, ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਸੁਨਹੁ ਸੰਤਹੁ। ਸ਼ਬਦ ਧਰਹੁ ਪਿਆਰੂ, ਸਾਚਾ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰਾ ਆਧਾਰੂ। ਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਤਿਤ ਕਾਰ ਸੁਭਾਗੈ, ਕਾਰ ਸੁਭਾਗੈ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਾਜੇ। ਕਲਾ ਜਿਤ ਕਰ ਧਾਰੀਆ, ਪੰਚ ਦੂਤ ਤੁਧ ਵਸ ਕੀਤੇ। ਕਾਲ ਕੰਟਕ ਮਾਰਿਆ, ਧੁਰ ਕਰਮ ਪਾਇਆ ਤੁਧ ਜਿਨ ਕਾਉ। ਸੇ ਨਾਮ ਹਰਿ ਕੈ ਲਾਗੇ, ਕਹਿ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਹਿ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਆ। ਤਿਤ ਕਰ ਅਨਹਦ ਵਾਜੇ, ਅਨੰਦ ਸੁਨਹੁ ਵਡ ਭਾਗੀ ਹੋ। ਸਗਲ ਮਨੋਰਥ ਪੂਰੇ, ਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪਾਇਆ। ਉਤਰੇ ਸਗਲ ਵਿਸੂਰੇ, ਦੁਖ ਰੋਗ ਸੰਤਾਪ ਉਤਰੇ। ਸੁਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਾਣੀ, ਸੰਤ ਸਾਜਨ ਭਏ ਸਰਸੇ। ਪੂਰੇ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਜਾਣੀ, ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰਪੂਰੇ, ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ। ਵਾਜੇ ਅਨਹਦ ਤੂਰੇ, ਸੁਣਤੇ ਪੁਨੀਤ ਕਹਤੇ ਪਵਿੱਤ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਰਹਿਆ ਭਰਪੂਰੇ, ਬਿਨਵੰਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਗੁਰ ਚਰਨ ਲਾਗੇ। ਵਾਜੇ ਅਨਹਦ ਤੂਰੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।
ਤੇਰੀ ਰਾਸ
ਮਾਤ ਪਿਤਾ ਹਮ ਬਾਰਿਕ ਤੇਰੇ,
ਤੁਮਰੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਮਹਿ ਸੁਖ ਕਨੇਰੇ।
ਕੋਈ ਨ ਜਾਣੈ ਤੁਮਰਾ ਅੰਤ।
ਉੱਚੇ ਤੇ ਉੱਚਾ ਭਗਵੰਤ,
ਤੁਮਰੇ ਸੂਤਰ ਤਾਰੀ।
ਤੁਮ ਤੇ ਹੋਏ ਸੋ ਆਗਿਆਕਾਰੀ। ਤੁਮਰੀ ਗਾਤ ਮਿਤ ਤੁਮ ਹੀ ਜਾਣੀ। ਨਾਨਕ ਦਾਸ ਸਦਾ ਗੁਰ ਤੁਮ ਆਗੈ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹਮਾਰੀ। ਜੀਉ ਪਿੰਡ ਸਭ ਤੇਰਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਸਭ ਤੇਰੀ ਵਡਿਆਈ,
ਕੋਈ ਨਾਮ ਨਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਤੀਨੇ ਆਪ ਨਿਵਾਰਨ ਹਾਰਾ, ਦੁਖਤਾ ਸੁਖ ਰਾਸ। ਤਾ ਕਉ ਬਿਗਨ ਨ ਕੋਊ ਲਾਗੈ, ਜਾ ਕੀ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਆਗੈ ਅਰਦਾਸ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬਾਰ, ਸ੍ਰੀ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀ ਦਸਵੀਂ। ਪ੍ਰਥਮ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਸਿਮਰ ਕੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆਏ। ਰਾਮ ਗੁਰ ਤੇ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ, ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਨੂੰ ਸਹਾਇ। ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਮਰਾਉ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਤੇ ਆਈਐ, ਜਿਸ ਡਿਠੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਹੁਜਾਏ। ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿਮਰੀਐ, ਘਰ ਨਾਮ ਨੇ ਦਾਵੈ ਧਾਏ। ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ। ਦਸਵੇਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਪਿਤਾ ਪੰਥ ਲਈ ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ। ਦਸਾਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਰੂਪ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਜਾਗਦੀ ਜੋਤ ਜਾਹਰਾ ਜਹੂਰ, ਹਾਜ਼ਰਾ ਹਜੂਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਭਰਪੂਰ। ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ। ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਉਪਦੇਸ਼ ਤਤ ਅੰਤਰ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨਿਵਾਜੇ ਪੰਜ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪੈ ਦਇਆ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪੈ ਧਰਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪੈ ਹਿੰਮਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪੈ ਹੁਕਮ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਪੈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਚਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੈ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ, ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਧਾਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਜਵਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ, ਬਾਬਾ ਫਤਿਹ ਸਿੰਘ, ਮਾਤਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕੌਰ ਜੀ। 40 ਮੁਕਤਿਓ ਸਰਬੱਤਰ ਸ਼ਹੀਦੋ ਮੁਰੀਦੋ ਸੱਚਿਆਰੋ ਪਿਆਰਿਓ। ਸਭ ਥਾਈ ਹੋਏ ਸਹਾਇ। ਸਤਿ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਤੰਤਰ ਕੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਜਿਨ ਨਾਮ ਜਪੇ ਬਣ ਛਕੀ, ਤੇਗ ਚਲਾਈ ਤੇ ਗਵਾਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਸੁਣ ਡਟ ਕੀਤਾ। ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਸਚਿਆਰੇ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਤਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਧਰਮ ਹੇਤ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਕਟਾਈ। ਖੋਪਰੀਆਂ ਲੋਹੀਆਂ ਝੜੀਆਂ ਚੜੇ ਆਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਚਰਵਾਈ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਸੇਵ ਲਈ ਕੁਰਬਾਨੀਆਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ। ਧਰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਹਾਰਿਆ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕੇਸਾਂ ਸਵਾਸਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਭਾਹੀ ਤਿਨਾ ਪੁਰਾਤਨ ਅਤੇ ਵਰਤਮਾਨ ਸਮੇਂ ਦੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਤਨ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਆਦਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਤਖਤ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਜੂਰ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਬਚਲ ਨਗਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਪ੍ਰਯੰਤ ਪੰਜਾਂ ਤਖਤ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਗੁਰਮਾ ਝੰਡਿਆਂ ਬੰਗਿਆ ਨਗਾਰਾ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨਾ ਸਰੋਵਰਾ ਜੋੜ ਮੇਲੇ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਆਦਿ ਤਿਆਰਤ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਪ੍ਰਿਥਵੀ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਸਰਬੱਤ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤਾਵੇ ਚਿਤਨ ਕਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਸਰਬ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਵੇ। ਜਹਾਂ ਜਹਾਂ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤਹਾਂ ਤਹਾਂ ਆਇਤ ਦੇਗ ਤੇਗ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਿਰਦ ਕੀ ਪੈਜ ਪੰਥ ਜੀਤ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਇ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਜੀ ਬੋਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸੀ ਦਾਨ ਗੇਸ਼ ਦਾਨ ਰਹਿਤ ਦਾਨ ਵਿਵੇਕ ਦਾਨ ਵਿਸਾਹ ਸਾਧਨ ਦਾਨ ਸਿਰਦਾਨ ਨਾਮਦਾਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਚੌਂਕੀਆਂ ਝੰਡੇ ਬੁੰਗੇ ਜੁਗੋ ਜੁਗਾ ਟਲ ਰਹੇ ਧਰਮ ਕਾ ਜੈ ਜੈਕਾਰ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਦਾ ਮਨ ਨੀਵਾ ਮਤ ਉੱਚੀ ਮਤ ਪਤਕਾ ਰਾਖਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਆਪਣੇ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਸਦਾ ਸਹਾਇ ਦਾਤਾਰ ਜੀਓ। ਸਮੂਹ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਗੁਰਧਾਮਾਂ ਦੇ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦੀਦਾਰ ਤੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਹੇ ਨਿਮਾਣੇ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਤਾਨੇ ਓਟਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਓਟ ਨੇ ਆਸਨ ਆਸਰੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਰਾਜਾਨ ਰਾਜ ਭਾਣਾਨ ਭਾਣ ਦੇਵਾਨ ਦੇਵ ਹੁਕਮ ਮਹਾਨ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਪੱਤਰ ਚਰਨਾ ਕਮਲ ਸਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਜੋਦਰੀ ਤੁਸਾਂ ਪਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ਾਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਕੋਟਾਨ ਕੋਟ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਹੈ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਇਸ ਅਸਥਾਨ ਤੇ ਆਪ ਜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਚਰਨ ਪਾਏ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ। ਸਿੱਖ ਟੂ ਇੰਸਪਾਇਰ ਕੈਂਪ ਦਾ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਦਿਨ ਆਰੰਭ ਹੋਇਆ। ਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ ਗਲਤ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ ਦੇਣੀ ਨਾਰਾਜ਼ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਲੈ ਲਵੋ। ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਦਰ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਕਦਮ ਕਦਮ ਲੇਖੇ ਲਾਉਣੀ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਸੁੰਦਰ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਸਜੇ ਹਨ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਹੋਈ। ਪੰਜ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਨਿਤਨੇਮ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਕਰਵਾਇਆ। ਹੁਣ ਜੋ ਸਵੇਰ ਦਾ ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮਾ ਆਪ ਜੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਆ ਸੀ ਉਸ ਦੀ ਕਥਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਹਨ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਕਥਾ ਵਿਚਾਰਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਅਨੇਕਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੇ ਅਗੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੁਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ। ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਸੱਚਖੰਡ ਵੇਖਿਆ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਬਾਣੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਲਯੁਗੀ ਜੀਵਨ ਦੇ ਹਿਰਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਥਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖਣਾ। ਸੁੱਧ ਅਤੇ ਸਪਸ਼ਟ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਸੁਣਨ ਦੀ ਦਾਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀਆਂ। ਭਜਨ ਬੰਦਗੀ ਪ੍ਰੇਮਾ ਭਗਤੀ ਦੇ ਸਾਧ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਦਾਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀਆਂ। ਨਿਸ਼ਕਾਮ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨ ਦੀ ਦਾਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੀਆਂ। ਨਾਮ ਦੀ ਅਸੀਸਾਂ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀਆਂ। ਸੁਣਨ ਮੰਨਣ ਨਿਧਿਆਸਣ ਦੀ ਦਾਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਲੇਖਾ ਕਥਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਛੂਟੀ ਹੈ ਖਿੰਨ ਖਿੰਨ ਭੂਲਨਹਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ਨਹਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ ਲੈ ਨਾਨਕ ਪਾਰ ਉਤਾਰ। ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੈ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਨਾਮ ਆਤਮ ਰਸ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀਵਨ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਅਬਨਾਸੀ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਪ੍ਰੇਮਾ ਭਗਤੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਕਾਰਜ ਰਾਸ ਕਰੋ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਕਰੋ ਪੜਦੇ ਢੱਕ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ। ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿਦਕੇ ਸਾਸ ਵਾਸਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਵਜਾਵੇ। ਸਿਰ ਜਾਵੇ ਤਾਂ ਜਾਵੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਸਿਦਕ ਨਾ ਜਾਵੇ। ਬਿਰਦਬਾਣੀ ਦੀ ਲਾਜ ਮਤ ਰੱਖੋ। ਹਰ ਦਮਾਨ ਹਰ ਮੈਦਾਨ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਅੰਗ ਸੰਗ ਸਹਾਇ ਹੋ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਕਲਾ ਚ ਬਿਸਤੇ ਰੱਖੋ। ਦੇਗ ਤੇਗ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਸਾਂ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ ਵਿਕਾਰਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬੱਜਰ ਕੁਰੱਤ ਤੋਂ ਝੂਠ ਅਤੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਪਾਪਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਰੱਖੋ। ਦੈਵੀ ਗੁਣਾਂ ਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰੋ। ਕਾਲ ਕੰਟਕ ਦੂਰ ਕਰੋ। ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਕਲੇਸ਼ਾਂ ਵਿਘਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਦੁਸ਼ਟਾਂ ਵੈਰੀਆਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਸ ਕਰੋ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਕਰੋ। ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖੋ। ਸੰਤ ਗਿਆਨੀ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਕਰਵਾਓ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਖਾਲਸੇ ਪੰਥੀ ਸਦਾ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੈ ਜੈਕਾਰਾਂ ਕਰਵਾਓ। ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਲਾਮੀ ਜਾਂ ਲਾਜ ਮਤ ਰੱਖੋ। ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਆਜ਼ਾਦੀ ਬਖਸ਼ ਕੇ ਰਾਜ ਭਾਗ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਰੱਖੋ। ਦੇਗ ਤੇਗ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਜਿੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦਾ ਸਰੂਪ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਅੰਗ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਦੇ ਪੱਤਰੇ ਪੋਥੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਟਕੇ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਆਪਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਸਥਾਨ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ ਨਗਾਰੇ ਸਰੋਵਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ। ਬੇਅਦਬੀ ਨਾ ਹੋਣ ਦਿਓ। ਅਦਬ ਸਤਿਕਾਰ ਆਪ ਬਹਾਲ ਕਰਵਾਓ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ ਦੀਵਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਨੂੰ ਮੁੱਖ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਕੜਾਹ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਦੀ ਦੇਗ ਸੱਜ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਦਿਆਂ ਸੁਣਦਿਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਅਨੇਕਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਦੇ ਸਮੂਹ ਭੁੱਲ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਮਾਫੀ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ ਅੱਗੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸੁਮਤ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀ। ਸੇਵਾਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੇ ਸੇਵਾ ਕੀਤੀ ਕਾਰਜ ਰਾਸ ਕਰਨੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਜਾਣੀ ਜਾਣੋ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ ਆਗਿਆ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਕਰੀ ਪਾਕ ਸਾਲ ਸੋਚ ਪਵਿੱਤਰਾ ਹੁਣ ਲਾਵੋ ਭੋਗ ਹਰ ਰਾਏ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਭੋਗ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਭੋਗ ਲੱਗੇ ਸੀਤ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਰਤਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਆਗਿਆ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਜੋ ਛਕੇ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਨਾਮ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਹੀ ਜਪੇ। ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ। ਇਸ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਦਿਨ ਦੀ ਆਰੰਭਤਾ ਹੋਈ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਅਗਰਵਾਈਆਂ ਕਰਵਾਓ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮੇ ਬਖਸ਼ ਕੇ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਕਰੋ। ਹੁਕਮਨਾਮੇ ਤੋਂ ਉਪਰੰਤ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਦਿਨ ਆਰੰਭ ਦੀ ਆਗਿਆ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਸੁਖ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤਾਵੇ, ਸੇਵਾ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਬਖਸ਼ਦੇ ਰਹੋ। ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ, ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਸਰਬੱਤ ਕਾ ਭਲਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਦੋਹਰਾ ਆਗਿਆ ਭਈ ਅਕਾਲ ਕੀ, ਤਬੈ ਚਲਾਇਓ ਪੰਥ। ਸਭ ਸਿੱਖਨ ਕੋ ਹੁਕਮ ਹੈ, ਗੁਰੂ ਮਾਨਿਓ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ। ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਜੀ ਮਾਨਿਓ, ਪ੍ਰਗਟ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਕੀ ਦੇਹ। ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕੋ ਮਿਲਿਓਚ ਹੈ, ਖੋਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਮੈਂ ਲੇਹ। ਰਾਜ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਆਕੀ ਰਹਿ ਨਾ ਕੋਏ। ख्वार होए सब मिलेंगे, बचे शरण जो होए। वाहिगुरु नाम जहाज है, चढ़े सो उतरे पार। जो सरदा कर सेव दे, गुर पार उतारन हार। जाकै हाथ में कलगी सो है शीस, सो हमारी रछया करे। गुर कालगी तार जगदीश। बोले सो निहाल, सत श्री अकाल। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, ਤੂੰ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਦਾਤਾ ਦਾਨ ਮਤ ਪੂਰਾ। ਹਮ ਥਾਰੇ ਭੇਖਾਰੀ ਜੀਓ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਆ ਮੰਗੋ ਕਿਛ ਥਿਰ ਨ ਰਹਾਈ। ਹਰ ਦੀਜੈ ਨਾਮ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਜੀਓ। ਬਿਨ ਤੁਧ ਹੋਰ ਜੇ ਮੰਗਣਾ, ਸਿਰ ਦੁੱਖਾਂ ਕੈ ਦੁੱਖ। ਦੇਹ ਨਾਮ ਸੰਤੋਖੀਆ, ਉਤਰੈ ਮਨ ਕੀ ਭੁੱਖ। ਵਿਸਨਾਹੀ ਦਾਤਾਰ, ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਦੇਹੋ। ਗੁਣ ਗਾਵਾ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤ, ਨਾਨਕ ਜਾਓ ਏਕੋ। ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਸੋ ਅਠੇ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾ। ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੈ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰੀ, ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪੂਰੀ ਲੋਚ ਹਮਾਰੀ। ਕਰ ਇਸਨਾਨ ਗ੍ਰਹਿ ਆਏ, ਮੰਗਲ ਸੁਖ ਪਾਏ। ਗੁਰ ਪੂਰੈ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰੀ, ਪ੍ਰਭ ਪੂਰੀ ਲੋਚ ਹਮਾਰੀ। ਕਰ ਇਸਨਾਨ ਗ੍ਰਹਿ ਆਏ, anadh mangal sukh paaeae। santhahu raam naam nisathareeai। oothath baithath dhhaaree har dhhiaaeai। anadhin sukirath kareeai। rehaao संत का मार्ग धर्म की पौड़ी। को वड भागी पाए, कोट जन्म के किल बिखनासे। हर चरणी चित लाए, उस्तत करहो सदा प्रभ अपने। जिन पूरी कल राखी, जी जगत सब भये पवित्रा। सतगुर की साचु साखी, बिघन विनाशन सब दुख नाशन। सतगुर नाम दृढ़ाया, खोए पाप भये सब पावन जन नानक सुख घारे आया बिघन विनाशन सब दुख नासन सतगुर नाम दृढ़ाया खोए पाप भये सब पावन जन नानक सुख घारे आया। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। Guru Sahib ji has blessed us. We have begun the second day of this camp. Now we will be blessed with Kada Prasadi Deg. And after that we have a rest period for I think around a couple of hours before we will come into the Langar hall for breakfast. And then obviously the talks and workshops will begin at that time. And so it's Group 4's turn for the seva, for breakfast, for vartaying in the Langar hall. So if you could get there in good time before obviously the Sangat arrive for their breakfast. I think it's around 8:30. So if Group 4 can get there a few minutes earlier than that, and then everybody could be fed promptly before the first round of talks will begin today. We say this every year, many of you already know this, but when we distribute Kada Prasadi Deg, the kyo and the deg on our hands, we are not to rub that on our feet, on our legs. What we are to do, we are allowed to rub it on our face, but then we must wash our hands before we put our hands on any juta or place, or obviously on our feet or our knees. Some people do rub it there, but we are not allowed to. Guru Sahib has blessed us with this deg as they do the pog. Pog means that they eat it. They eat it first, if we literally translate that. And when we do ardas, some of you will have seen that when we do the ardas, we read a specific shabd, and then the kirpan is put through the deg, and that is when Guru Sahib ji partakes, they take, and we call that Seed Prasad. Basically, they have eaten it first, they take, we offer to them first, and then it is given to the Panj Pyaare, Panj Singh. One batta is put here for the Granthi Singh out of respect. So that is in the name of Baba Buddha Sahib ji. The Panj Pyaare Singhs will in the names of the Panj Pyaare, and then the rest of the Sangat gets distributed after that point. So it's very important that when we have that deg on our hands, because Guru Sahib ji with their kirpan has eaten this deg, if you literally in English, and so therefore we do not disrespect the kyo or that is left on our hands. We must make sure that we wash our hands before we put our hands in any other place. Now we're going to do Satnam Vaheguru da Jaap, and then when we say Fateh, you will be able to leave and then obviously go have a rest before coming back into the breakfast at 8:30, and Group 4 to be getting there earlier. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh. Satnam